Hello everyone, this is Anna from Anna K Cards, and today I'm going to give you some tips, techniques, and products I use to make 3 cards with these adorable flamingos. So here's card number 1, here's card number 2, and here's card number 3. And so what I did was I have this die from Scrap Diva Designs, and this is the die that makes these adorable flamingos, and everything you see on the flamingo comes in the die set. And I just added some little gems to the flamingos, and so easy to create with this die. It was so easy to create with this die that I ended up die cutting and creating 4 flamingos. And so 2 of them I used together as a pair, and then the other 2 I used separately. And my tip is, if you want to create using the same image and create different cards, just change up the background. And I love creating my own background. So here I've created 3 very different backgrounds. For this background, I used this die set. It's a die plate, so when you cut it out, it cuts out all these spaces, kind of like making that leafy design. And then I used it using a lighter shade of cardstock, and with the same tone of green, I just backed a darker green cardstock behind it. So that's what gave it this look. And then I just found various other leaf dies that I had in my stash, just to put more leaves on it, created more like a jungly look, I guess, a foresty look, and just using different tones of greens basically for the background. And the stamp set is from a stamp, another flamingo set. So it had another stamp set with little tiny flamingos, and it had like little puns like flamazing, it's your birthday. And then this one says tinkle pink, it's your birthday. So the stamp set is it's right here. It's by Sunny Studios, and see there's a little flamingos, and it has all these little sentiments. So I just used those sentiments just to make it more personalized, or make it more specific to my image. And so for this background, what I did was I used a 3-dimensional die by Altenew. And when you use this, sorry, I said die, I meant embossing folder. I used a 3-dimensional embossing folder, the Monstera Leaves embossing folder by Altenew. And it's really, really beautiful. You can use any colored cardstock. I used another greenish blue tone here, and the leaves really stand out. It's so beautiful. And so because this other card had 2 flamingos, I was able to pretty much center them and also ground them by these leaves, so that kind of it grounded, and the sentiment strip, it grounded the flamingos on this page, and it took up the whole 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 A2 size card. And then this one, since it was a single flamingo, and I really wanted to show off the embossed leaves in the back, they're so beautiful. I didn't want to cover them up, so what I did was I used this circle die by this is by Pretty Pink. This is by, who's this by? Pink Fresh Studio. And what it does is it die cuts out these rings and the centerpiece, but it also die cuts out this outer ring and inner ring. You can see I used it back here. And I felt that that would center my little flamingo, and it would also not cover up the entire background, the embossing folder. So, and then I just made it into a wreath. So I just went into my stash, and I just found leaf dies, and I also used the leaves that came with the flamingo that are on the flower. I also die cut them out of like orange to add a pop of color, the orange. And it was easy to create. I didn't do much thinking. Like I had it, I'm just gonna create all the flamingos the same, so there's no thinking. That's why I was able to just create them really fast. I have the same supplies out, So I created 4 of them and I just changed up the backgrounds, like I said. So this is how I grounded this flamingo, and also showing off the beautiful embossing in the back. And again, using the sentiments from that same stamp set and adding a few little gems. Just really clean and simple, and no really big, you know, media, different medias used in the background or anything. And then the third card I used, since I had one more flamingo left, I used a stencil. So I used this stencil. This is again by Pink Fur Studios. This is by Pink Fur Studios. This is a beautiful stencil. It's like 5 layers. And I love that because each layer you can color a different shade using a different ink shade. So you can get a multicolored background. And I felt like I tried to actually copy this background because I felt like the flamingo really looked good with on top of these same colors. So I tried to stick with the same kind of colors the best I could. And I love how the flamingo looks on this background. And again, I use the same kind of outline die. So I use this by Pink Fur Studios again. Instead of circles, it's squares. So again, it cuts out the frame. And both layers, the outer and inner, and so cute. And I didn't want to cover up the background, so I decided to use a bigger frame this time. And I grounded her, the little flamingo, by the sentiment strip down here. These are sentiments, hi friends, so happy for you, from Hero Arts. And then I felt like there was something missing here, since again she's by herself, so I just put one of these bamboo trees right here, so she's kind of peeking out from the tree since she's looking that way. So these were my cards, and these were my tips, techniques, and products I used. So when you're gonna use an image, you find an image that's easy to create, go ahead and make more than just one card. I'm just such a one card person. Like, I make one card and that's it, I'm done. I'm moving on to the next design. But since with my koalas and with the gnomes I'd used in my previous cards, I'm using all the images. Since I'm out here, I might as well make more than one card, but just create different backgrounds to give it a totally different look. All right, thank you. Bye.